So laying down on your back, feeling the sun on your skin, the breeze wafting over you, or maybe there's not a breeze where you are and it's very humid. Just feel the sensations of your environment and feel grateful to be alive in your amazing body and outside in our beautiful world. Take a moment here at the beginning of our class to thank yourself for showing up on your mat. For carving out this hour for self-care, for mindfulness. As distractions like crazy barking dogs come up, just let them slip into the background, keeping your attention on your breath. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. We're going to work on a 3-part breath, just bringing more awareness into our breathing pattern. So on your inhale, feel the rise of your belly. Inhale a little deeper. Bring that breath up through the ribs. And last inhale, bring it up through the chest. Hold for a beat at the top. And exhale, release through the chest, release through the ribs, release through the belly. Feeling that 3-part breath moving up and down. Play around with this on your own, feeling the rise and fall of your belly and chest under your hands. Seeing if you can make your breath stop at each of these areas a little bit, like riding up and down an elevator. Today's focus for our class is going to be on heart-opening postures. We're going to be doing a lot of chest and shoulder opening, and just creating more space. You're free to cultivate any intention that's calling to you today, to repeat to yourself throughout the practice and to bring with you off the mat. I offer the intention and the theme of heart opening, of sending love out into the universe, to those around you, and to our world at large. In light of the news the last few days about really horrible things going on, we really could use some good healing vibes and focusing on how we can spread love to others in our communities. Draw your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug, wrapping those arms around the shins. Drop your arms out to a T and let your knees fall over to the right, coming into a supine twist. This shape any way that you like. Maybe the legs are bound, eagle legs. Maybe you take your right arm over the left knee to ground it down a little bit. Wherever you are, find a sense of stillness and restoration here. Take note If your shoulder blades are raised, and go ahead and adjust them. We want to make sure that both shoulder blades are grounding down evenly into your mat, even if that means your legs come up a little bit higher and they're not quite on the ground. Feel your breath and how that changes the shape. Feel the sun on your body. Listen to the sounds of birds and neighbors and traffic. And radiate love. On your next inhale, bring those knees back through center and drop them over to the left. Adjusting your shoulders, taking your gaze out over the opposite arm, and taking whatever leg variation you took on the first side. Last rounded breath. On your exhale, see if you can let go of anything else. And inhale the legs back up to center. Plant both feet on the ground, just behind your hip bones, and bring your arms out long beside you, fingertips to meet the back of the heels, setting up for a bridge pose here. Ground down through all four corners of your feet, ground down through the entire length of your arms, and on an inhale, lift the hips, engaging core, glutes, quads, and breathing here. Playing around with your height on this, seeing if every inhale you can press those hips a little bit higher. Every exhale, ground down and engage a little bit deeper. We'll hold this for 4 rounds of breath. Last inhale, lift it high, and exhale, roll the spine down gently, one vertebrae at a time. Coming to neutral and letting the knees slide side to side, windshield wipering the legs. Taking a few rounds of breath here just to reset those legs, reset the spine. Coming back to neutral, legs still bent. Take the right leg, cross it over the left, finding a bind here, and taking the arms out in front of you and crossing the right arm or the left arm under the right. So we have opposite binds with arms and legs in a reclined eagle shape. So here, this is a nice heart opener, nice hip stretch. Maybe just here you're feeling a really simple, relaxed stretch. We're going to add in some core work, just a few rounds of crunches here. So inhale, reach everything out long, arms overhead, feet extended, and exhale, draw it up to a crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, long. Exhale, crunch. Last and crunch. Release your bind and take it on the other side. Left leg over right, right arm under left. Taking a moment to settle into this shape, feeling the openness that it's creating throughout the body. And inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale, and crunch. Release everything back to the mat. Bend your knees, draw them into the chest, and come into your happy baby. Hands reaching for the outside of your feet, drawing the shins parallel with the earth, or rather, perpendicular with the earth. Thighs parallel with the earth. Taking a moment here to just feel your body, to breathe, to play. You can always take a lazy, happy baby variation like I'm doing here, not reaching for the feet, but just grabbing onto those knees. And taking a moment to just find some dynamic breath and movement, whatever is calling to you in this shape. And then as you're ready, you can either rock and roll up to tabletop or find a more gentle, slow roll over through fetal position. We're gonna meet on all fours as we set up for a cat-cow. So ground down through your feet and through your hands, engaging the core, not letting the belly sink down, but having a nice solid core. Inhale, pressing through the palms, lift the chest up, shine the heart forward, coming back to that intention of heart opening, shining love out into the world. And exhale, round the spine, pushing through those hands, rounding through, lifting the sits bones. Inhale, lifting it back up, cat pose. Exhale, pushing it back. Well, this one's cat pose, that was cow. Cow pose, moving into the stretch, how it feels good to you. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And go ahead and move through this on your own a few more cycles. Option available to take barrel rolls. Stop at any points that feel really juicy. Do whatever you need here to warm up that spine. Let's go ahead and take C-spine together. So and inhale that right leg long behind you and plant it over the left leg, taking your gaze over the left shoulder, creating a C, literally a C-spine shape. Feeling a twist through the body and a nice stretch through the hamstring, maybe through the shoulders. Bring it back to center. Take it on the left, extending the left leg long, planting it over the right, letting the gaze follow, finding that nice openness through the entire left side body. Hanging on to your breath here. Return to your tabletop. Inhale the right arm high up to the sky and exhale, thread the needle. Bring that arm long underneath your body and let your right cheek rest on the mat. Option here with that left hand to take a bind behind your back, opening the heart a little bit more deeply. Or just kick down that left hand out to the side, encourage some of the leverage from that left palm to keep the left shoulder from flexing. We're twist and we're opening upwards, opening under. Grounding down through the left palm. Inhale, right arm comes up high, just like we started, and release down to your tabletop. Taking it through on the left. Inhale, left arm high, and exhale, thread that arm through, dropping down onto the left cheek this time. Right arm can be your kickstand, opening that shoulder, or wrapping that right arm all the way behind your back, finding your left hip, opening the heart further. Release, ground down back through that right palm, and inhale, left palm high, and exhale back to your tabletop. Come to the top of your mat in a kneeling pose. So grounding down through our shins, we come high up onto our knees. Bring your hands into back pockets here, just above your sits bones, supporting the low back, the lumbar spine here. Fingertips shining down. Hug the shoulder blades closer together on your back, opening that heart. And keeping the gaze neutral, keeping the neck protected. Inhale, open the heart. Draw the shoulders back, coming into your camel pose. Camel can be whatever variety that's calling to you. You can stay just like this in your baby camel. You can play around with letting your head fall back, maybe even reaching for the backs of your heels. If we're doing this, don't collapse into that back, but continue to shine the hips forward. We want to do our best to keep hips in line over the knees. Wherever you are, keep that breath as even as possible. It's really easy for our nervous system to freak out here. My voice gets a little shaky, my breathing gets a little challenged, but slow it down. Tell your body you are safe. Inhale, gently roll back up to your kneeling pose and bring the hands out wide. Walk those knees back. Lower the head down to the mat, coming into puppy pose. So this is just like child's pose, except for our hips stay high. Our hands can come out a little wider than the mat if that feels good, to encourage a really nice heart opener here. If you'd prefer to take a traditional child's pose, go for it, and your hips can drop all the way down to the mat. Just feel a little bit more supported. Tent those fingers to continue getting that heart opening benefit even if your hips aren't lifted. And just surrender here for 3 more breaths. Walk yourself back up into your tabletop. And as you're ready, push back to our first down dog of the practice. Grounding down through both of your feet, encouraging those heels closer to the mat. As you draw the heels closer to the mat, ground down through the hands, pressing the chest closer to the thighs. And in doing so, those sits bones will shine higher up to the sky, creating a really lovely stretch through the hamstrings. This is our grounding pose where we feel so strong. And even though everything is engaged and we're inverted, let's find some rest in this shape. Take some time, bend the other, those hammies feeling really tight. Give yourself some gentle movements. And slowly bring your hands and feet together to meet, coming into a forward fold. Grabbing for opposite elbows, inviting a bend into the knees, and surrendering everything down to the mat for your ragdoll. The torso can gently sway side to side. The knees can bend. Feel the weight of your head sinking gradually closer and closer to the mat. Imagine the distractions of your morning just falling out of the top of your head, clearing your mind. On an inhale, draw your hands to your shins. Maybe adjust your stance to hip width distance apart in the feet. And inhale, lift halfway to a flat spine. Exhale, release everything down and fold. And inhale, lift everything up overhead, shape of the sun. Exhale, release the hands behind the back, taking a bind. Inhale, shine the heart forward, finding your back bend. Exhale, forward fold all the way down with that bind with the arms. Release the bind and inhale halfway. Exhale, fold, just like that again. Inhale, lift all the way up. Shape of the sun, saluting the sun. Exhale, find your bind behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart, find the back bend. And exhale, forward fold with your bind. Release the bind. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Last time through. Inhale, lift, shape of the sun. Exhale, find your bind. Inhale, take your back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale, release. And exhale, plant the hands. Step back to your high plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift to your baby cobra. And exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. Our sun salutation A, a beautiful afternoon to salute the sun and feel so grateful for this weather and for our bodies. Inhale, come onto your toes, and exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, drop the seat, lift the arms, coming into your chair pose. Inhale, shine the heart a little higher. Exhale, drop the seat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower halfway or all the way down to the mat. Inhale, up to baby cobra or up dog. And exhale, push it back, down dog. Our sun sail B. We'll move through that twice more. Inhale, up to your toes. And exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, drop the seat, bend the knees, lift the arms. Inhaling the heart high. Exhaling, dropping the seat a little lower. One more breath, inhaling the heart high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and take your vinyasa. Last sun sail B. Inhale, toes high. Exhale, hop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, drop the seat. Inhale, lift the arms. Find your depth. Exhale, those hips a little bit lower. Inhale the heart a little bit higher. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. Take your vinyasa. From your down dog, move right back into that child's pose. With your
forehead released to the mat. Maybe rock that forehead side to side, imagining you're massaging the third eye, putting a little pressure through the palms and encouraging the hips to melt a little bit closer back to the heels. Come back to your intention, why you showed up on the mat today. And as you're ready, push into your down dog as we will move into our flow. Taking one big breath, inhaling through the nose, the biggest breath you've taken all day. Hold it at the top and exhale everything out through the mouth. One more time, just like that. We're ready to flow. Inhale, lift that right leg high. Exhale, step it through, drop the left knee, and inhale, lift the arms, coming up to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Taking a moment here to set up, making sure your back leg is coming straight out of the hip, making sure those hips are squared to the front of your mat, and making sure that knee is stacked over ankle, and arms hug onto the back. Feeling that really lovely heart opener. Exhale, plant the hands on either side of the front feet and draw the hips back, straightening the legs and bowing down for your half-seated split. Inhale, lift the spine halfway, finding length. And exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming up through your high runner's lunge. Plant the left heel down so your foot is at a 45-degree angle. Toes shining out towards the edge of your mat. Squaring the hips towards the front and inhaling the arms high for your warrior one. Here, see if you can bend into that front knee just a little bit deeper. If you want to do an alignment check, even out those hips. And then once again, let's find that opening in the chest. Breathing here, lifting high through the heart, sinking deeper through the knees. Your next exhale, draw those hands behind your back, finding a bind, inhaling just like we did in our sun sails, getting a little back bend, and exhale, take a bow, keeping that bind, bringing the torso over, or bringing the hands over the head, the torso inside the right foot. Finding your humble warrior, keeping that integrity of your warrior one in the legs. Left leg is so long and strong. Right foot has that strong bend. And we're surrendering down through our head, opening our heart. Release your bind. Inhale, bring it back up through your warrior one. And exhale, arms come wide. Rotate that left foot out so it's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Coming in to our warrior two. With every exhale, sink a little deeper in that front knee. Every inhale, straighten the spine. Relax the shoulders away from the neck. Last inhale and exhale, cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat. Step back to your high plank and take your vinyasa. Always an option to just meet in down dog and bypass that vinyasa as well. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through and drop the right knee. Lift the hands, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Opening the heart, hugging the shoulders, grounding down through that left heel, squaring the hips, and inviting a nice deep quad stretch here. Exhale, plant the hands beside you, and draw back into your half-seated splits. Inhale, lift the spine, find the link. And exhale, fold and release. Inhale, walk the hands up, bring the foot back, finding that angle, toes pointing out towards the edge of your mat, hips shining forward, and lifting up, warrior one. Bending deeper into that front leg, keeping the knees stacked over the ankle, keeping the hips squared towards the front. That back leg is so straight and strong, and the arms are hugging back, opening the heart, creating space through the chest. Maybe you play with your gaze coming up to the sun, challenging the balance. Exhale, drop the hands behind you, finding that bind, and inhale, lift up, taking that back bend. Exhale, fold, bow, humble warrior on the left, letting those hands drop over the head. Bending and surrendering here. Inhaling back up, warrior one, and exhale, spinning that back foot parallel with the back edge of the mat, extending the arms, finding your warrior two. Taking a moment here to feel really strong. We're so familiar with this pose. Just focus on your breath and the sensations in your body. Last inhale and exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Take your vinyasa. We're gonna layer on in that flow now. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Drop the left knee. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands. Draw back, half seated. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk it forward, set up for that warrior one. Ground down through the knees and lift high through the hands. Inhaling here. Exhaling, find that bind behind your back. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, bow, humble warrior. Inhale, lift it back up, release your bind, warrior one. Exhale, spin it open, warrior two. This time, inhale, reach that front palm forward, flip it up, and then lift it all the way back, reversing your warrior. Lifting through that hand, keeping the bend in the front knee, reaching backward, finding that side body stretch. And exhale, draw it forward, forearm comes to thigh, left arm reaches over the head, spinning open to our extended side angle. Keeping the integrity in your legs. Spin your heart a little bit further open. Reaching long through that left hand. Playing around with taking some of that weight out of the right forearm. Eventually, this arm is just a support. So eventually we can toy around with straightening the arm on the inside of that bent knee, bringing it out in front of us, bringing it to the ground, whatever's calling to you today. Exhale, plant both of the hands down, bring your hips square with the front of the mat, and inhale, twist open, lifting that right arm up, finding a dragonfly twist. Inhale here, spinning the heart open, and exhale, plant the hands, step that leg back, take your vinyasa. Left side, inhale, left leg high. Step it through, drop the right knee, for Anjaneyasana. Inhale, heart comes open a little bit more. Exhale, plant the hands, draw it back, half seated splits. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, set up for your warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, find your bind behind you. Inhale, lift, take your back bend. And exhale, bow, humble warrior. Inhale, lift it back up, coming through your warrior one. And exhale, spin it open, warrior two. Inhale, reach that front palm forward, flip it back, and stretch, reversing your warrior all the way back. Keeping that bend in the knee. Inhale here, and exhale, forearm to shin, top arm follows overhead, and spin that heart open. Bend into that front knee a little bit more. Play around with taking that weight out of the front hand, maybe just like this for a breath, maybe down to the mat, maybe extending it. Totally great if it stays here. Exhale, hand to the mat, square the hips, and inhale, lift that left hand high, dragonfly twist on the opposite side. Exhale, plant the hand back down and take your vinyasa. In this down dog, we'll take 3 cooling breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, letting everything go through the mouth. Last cycle, inhale and exhale. Inhale, right leg comes high, and exhale, bend the knee, draw the shin to the top of the mat, coming into your pigeon pose. So drag that shin wherever is comfortable for you, towards that top of the mat. Make sure that the right leg is coming straight out of that right hip. And when you have a balanced and comfortable seat, inhale the spine long, and exhale, walk the forearms down, relaxing the body wherever it wants to go. Maybe you stack your palms, resting your forehead there around the mat. Maybe here stay a little higher and just let the head dangle. But wherever you are, let this shape be one of complete surrender. We're done with the flowing. We're moving into our cool down. We're slowing down our breath. Taking these moments to again revisit that intention of opening our heart to our neighbors, to our community, and to be examples of positivity and unity for a world that looks pretty broken sometimes. Once you're ready, you gently walk your torso back up, pressing down through your palms and lifting back up through a down dog, coming out gently and letting the right leg rake back up. Maybe extending it long, shaking it out, doing what you need to do before moving into a reclining pigeon on the left, lifting the left hand, leg high, and drawing the shin forward. Setting up those even hips, and then inhaling the spine long before folding into our beautiful restorative shape.
Maybe this side feels very different from the first. Our bodies are not symmetrical, but we do our best to even them out, meeting them where they are, breathing into this shape, however it feels easier or more challenging than on the last side. Settling in here, knowing that we'll be holding it for quite a few breaths. We'll take 3 more breaths. And in that time, challenge yourself to release a little more deeply.
Gently begin to walk that body up. Pressing back through your down dog and shaking out that left leg. Resetting in that down dog shape. Coming through your high plank and exhaling all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands out in front of you, forearms just underneath you, moving into Sphinx pose. So quite literally making the shape of the Sphinx. We will have shoulders stacked right over our elbows, palms ground, fingers wide, and encourage the heart to open here. This is a really simple looking pose, that our back muscles are all engaged, our core is engaged, and we're opening the heart. Breathing here. If you like to play around with taking this deeper, you can play around with pressing up through those forearms, straightening the elbows and lifting the chest a little bit higher. Maybe here you take some gentle neck circles. Moving in whatever way is calling to you, stopping in the places that are a little creaky, and then taking it over on the other side as well. Exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Bring your face to relax one cheek, either one, onto the mat. And arms come out wide to a T. We're going to move into what is called an pose. So keeping our arms in this T shape. If your face is on the right cheek, we're going to lift the left leg up, bend that knee, and draw it up and over the right side of your leg, finding a twist from our belly. head and look at me if that doesn't make sense. So basically, we're doing a really deep shoulder opener here. And so that left arm is going to come following that left leg, lying behind my back. My weight is all on my right side body. So my left limbs are opening it up. Breathing here, surrendering to the mat. Playing around with the position of that right arm, playing around with the position of the left leg, seeing what feels good, what is too deep, and what is gentle and calming to you. Last inhale, exhale, you won't release your mind. Gently bringing the head to the opposite side, coming onto the left cheek and taking that same movement, bringing now the left leg over the right. Nope, opposite. The right leg over the left. And bringing that right hand behind you. Feeling that bind throughout the body as we lay on the left side and encourage opening with our right limbs. Last inhale, and then the exhale, let your body just fall back to neutral, coming back onto your belly and rolling all the way onto your backs for our final Shavasana. Taking up as much space as is calling to you here. You have earned this space. You have earned this time. Asana is just one of 8 parts of yogic philosophy. So everything that we just did in our last 60 minutes was to prepare us for this moment. To prepare us to have a still body and a still mind so that we can sit, listen, and observe. Let your breath slip into a natural state, releasing it from anything you have to think about. Relax through all your extremities, let the toes curl in, relax the fingertips, palms are soft. Relax the belly, not holding anything in here. Releasing through the brow, letting the eyes shut, and relaxing the jaw. Maybe letting the mouth hang a little bit agape. Letting the tongue really from the top of the mouth fall to the back of the throat. And just be here. Enjoy the sun
radiating on your skin, the sweat that you've moved and breathed to create. Cultivate gratitude for the beautiful sounds of nature around you. Cultivate gratitude for the privilege we all have to gather here on our mats safely, comfortably, and radiate love with an open heart to the community around us who does not feel safe. And set an intention to be an example of love to those around you today and throughout your week. Roll over onto one side of the body, coming into the fetal position. Taking a moment to use the forearm as a pillow, sealing in our practice here. Gently keeping the eyes closed, walk yourself up to your seated final position. Hands come to prayer at heart center. And let's take one breath as a community. Inhaling and exhaling love and peace. Thank you all for sharing your Sunday morning, or rather afternoon, with me to move outside in the sun, to feel our bodies, and to cultivate gratitude. The light in me bows to each of you. Namaste.